everyone. How's the lunch? I haven't had my lunch yet because I'm very nervous now. So yeah, to keep my performance at the best level I can, I try not to have lunch. So I hope the lunch is good. Later I try. Hopefully still got something left.
But cheese, okay?
Yes, okay, good. It's a healthy choice. Okay, so welcome back to our .NET conference second half session. So today I will doing a call speaking with Sabrina. Let me show her face. Hello, this is Sabrina in KL. Say hi. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so she will be talking with me about the topic on development and DevOps of desktop apps with .NET Core 3.0. Like Riza just shared this morning, right? The MS App Center, everything. I think he talked about the XAML Island also. So these things that we are going to cover, and especially Sabrina will talk about like how to convert a desktop app from .NET Framework to .NET Core. Okay, so she will talk about that later. And so today's our topic actually covers from the start until like deployment. So it's a full software development cycle. So the first part is about modernizing your current .NET application from .NET Framework to .NET Core. And secondly, I will talk about XAML Island, what is it about? And finally, it's about how do we release our app using MS App Center. Okay. So without further ado, I will invite Sabrina to take over and share with us. Sabrina, please take over.
Okay, hold on, let me try to share my screen. Okay, I can see it right here. Okay, good. So, hello everyone, my name is Sabrina K. If you'd like to follow my Twitter account, I have my Twitter ID just right here. Today we're going to talk about how you could modernize your .NET desktop application with .NET Core. So coming to the agenda of this session, first we're gonna talk about why you should care about .NET Core for desktop, and moving on, to decide whether your application should be going to .NET Core or .NET Framework. And then later on, we'll be demonstrating how you could port your .NET Framework application to .NET Core. And then moving on, we'll be showing you the .NET Desktop tooling for XAML and Windows Form Designer. So why you should care about .NET Core for your desktop? There are a few good reasons for it. Is that .NET Core is the future for .NET. So if you would like to incorporate the new stuff, the benefits for your application, so that is where you should be thinking of porting over your application to .NET Core. And another thing is that .NET 5 is going to be released in November 2020 next year. So if your application is already converted to .NET Core, and to converting it to .NET 5 is pretty easy. So there are a few special features in .NET Core where it is not possible in .NET Framework. So the first feature is that it supports a side-by-side deployment of different .NET Core version, where you can have a different .NET Core application running on the same machine. For .NET Framework, you can only have one version, and if you would like to have your application to be on the latest version, you have to do a full update, and that will be where your application has a dependency on these updates, and there you might have an impact on your delay on your work. So whereas .NET Core, you could update following based on your pace. Moving on, you can even distribute your client as a self-contained application, which be completely independent on the environment it will be running on. And then next, another good feature is that a single file executable, where you can package your application and .NET Core in just one file. On the next one is that .NET Core allows you to even stream out assemblies from the .NET Core that are not required for your application, so that your file will have much smaller size. You can even read more about what are the special features in .NET Core, and if you would like to even gain the benefits of it for your application, so that's where you could consider to porting your application to .NET Core. So the question is, which should you choose, .NET Framework or .NET Core? So we would advise that for new application, it's best that you go for .NET Core. If you have a completed application in maintenance mode where you don't really make changes to it, it's alright that you could leave it on the .NET Framework. If you have an existing application, is in active development, and you always make changes to it, and if you like to gain the benefits of the features in .NET Core, that is where you can consider porting your application to .NET Core. So another question is that how would you want to know whether your .NET Framework application is compatible to port over to .NET Core? So we'll be using this Portability Analyzer, where it will analyze your application and it will generate a report and shows you that whether the APIs is compatible to .NET Core 3. So let's have a look how the Portability Analyzer works. Let me try to hold on. Okay. Sorry about that. Oops. So this is the .NET Framework application folder. So let's open up the Portability Analyzer. So what it does is that you have to browse for the path. Where was the path again? Yes, right here. So I select my .NET Framework application folder and I start to analyze it. Oops. Oh, I think I selected the wrong one. Okay, let's try that again. So it will generate an Excel report. So how this Excel report looks like. So this is where you have your assembly named entries and your target framework entries, and these are the percentage where it checks of each of the APIs. Is it compatible to port to .NET Core? So as you can see that they are 100%, so yeah, your application is ready to port over to .NET Core. You can go to the details right here, but currently I think there's not much showing in the details. As you can get that, you can see your target type, target member, even your header for assembly, name entry, and the .NET Core percentage. So this is what the Portability Analyzer does. So let's move on. So if you have a project file and you would like to port over to .NET Core, is easily just by changing the target framework values. And if you have a project file that has not been touched or has been on the old style, you have to first migrate it to the new SDK style. So this is how the old project file style looks like. Moving on, if you port manually, if you have your packages.config, what you do is that you right click and select migrate packages.config to the package reference. Where you could locate this is that you could locate at your Visual Studio, the Solution Explorer at the side. And to update the content of your project file, it's best that you create a blank project file at your .NET Core. Same goes to Windows Forms and etc. And when you create a blank project file, make sure you have the old project file copy over, so that you need to even add the reference and resources from the old project file. So as you can see, there's a lot of references and resources that you needed to add. It's kind of a lot of manual work right here. So there's a way that we could try to automate this is by using the try and convert executable. So this is the command line for try and convert your project file. You could even find this at the GitHub. They have the executable file on the GitHub. So let me try to demonstrate this. So I created a new folder right here. So let me try to copy over my .NET framework. So before we convert this .NET Framework application, I'd like to show you how this application works. I think it's on. So as you can see that it is on a .NET framework. So what this application does is that it will grab whoever tweets and hashtag a .NET conference SG, and it will show it up. So here you can see it.
The first one is interesting.
So what this application does is that it will capture anyone that tweeted and with a hashtag of dotnetconfsg. So we'll share right here. There's a refresh button at the bottom where you can click and refresh. So yeah, this is what the application does. So now let's try to convert it. So we copy our file in here. So we need to grab our project file. So the conversion is complete. Let's try to run the application on the .NET Core. Now you can see that the application has been converted to .NET Core 3. Let's try to run it and let's see the result. So you can see that the application runs on .NET Core 3 successfully. And you can see that all of the people that was tweeting about hashtag and dotnetconfsg. So let's get back to our presentation. So you already saw how the try convert helps you to convert your project file to .NET Core easily. So if you already porting over to .NET Core and you face some errors talking about issues on your assembly, you can add a NuGet package, Microsoft.Windows.compatibility, to your application. It has 21,000 APIs. Some of them are actually for Windows only, some of them are for cross-platform. These are the areas which is focusing. Moving on, let's have a look on the XAML designer for .NET Core. So we already had our .NET Framework application converted to .NET Core. That up. So we go to our Solution Explorer right here. So this is how the designer looks like. XAML and in .NET Core. So you could see the toolbox right here. You could add the pointer, borders, button, checkbox, and etc. These are the common tools they have. So let's move on. So you have a look and feel of the XAML designer for .NET Core. So Microsoft is happy to announce that the first preview of Windows Form Designer, it has the common controls and base operations, and they try to release more previews monthly. And the next preview will be releasing in the early November. And another thing is that it is still too early for you to port over to use the Windows Form Designer if you want, if you're going for production. You could have it as a prototype environment, but not for production yet. And if you have any feedback that you want to give on the Windows Form Designer, do feel free to drop your feedback via the Visual Studio feedback channel. So let's have a look at the WinForms Designer for .NET Core. So let's close these up. So I have a WinForm Designer right here. It's in .NET Core. As you can see that these are the common base tools. We have this one. So this application does run is the So this is how the application looks like. So we give out a list of people that has been tweeting about the dotnetconfsg. So yeah, please ignore the box. I know it's a bit weird to have a box that is so small. So yeah, this is how the designer looks like. They are still trying to improve more functionality, common base operation for the Windows form designer. We hope to see that in the next preview release. So I think that's all for my part, and I will pass on to Chun Lin.
Okay, thank you, Sabrina. Before I continue, I would like encourage all of you to give her a big applause. Okay, so why is this so? Is because she's a very young IT developer. Actually, she focuses on infrastructure. So one day I just asked her, "Do you want to take up this challenge to do some coding?" Then she said yes, and share to everyone. Then she said, yes." Okay, so this is how we get together to do this conference together. So so I mean like it's a way, I think it's a very good way to show how .NET Core is very easy to pick up, and it's very fun to learn, and they are always keep evolving. So you can always learn new things and get some support. So she did pretty quite well, I think. Yeah, I think you will agree with me. So okay, let me continue with the rest. Okay, so I think I left only 17 minutes. Okay, so just now, let me see. Oops. Okay, so yeah, we both are using the same Visual Studio virtual machine on Microsoft Azure. So as I shared this morning, is like now Microsoft Azure, you can just not only launch a server instance, but also directly a Windows 10. But the latest one is 1809. So, but the latest one should be, latest that you can get for your laptop should be 109 something. So it's a bit late, but there are still a lot more that you can try. Okay, so just now Sabrina talked about like the XAML designer for WPF application. Actually, it's not that smooth. Actually, I make some configuration for her. If you ever try the Visual Studio 2019, not the preview version, but 16.3, and you do it, and you see the WPF .NET Core designer view, you totally cannot see the designer view one. You can't see this. Can't see. I think it is. Is the designer view? Yeah, the XAML designer view. So you can see this. Actually, it's when you double click, nothing will happen. So according to Microsoft, when they talk about this, when they show it on dotnetconf, then they realize actually got this issue. And what you need to do is you go to option and enable the preview SDK. This one way to solve it. Second way is like me download the preview version. Actually, they're fixed in preview already, so they will fix it when you launch again next time. So yeah, there's one thing. So then for the another one that she showed is this one WinForm. Okay, WinForm also can be .NET Core 3 now, but there's one problem is that their designer view is still in preview, as she say. So this little thing like last time, when I drop the picture box, I think it's picture box or what? Yeah, it's called picture box. So when you drop, right, it disappears. You have to go to the backend code to change it, then it will appear again. So it's still previews. That's why it's not recommended for production usage. But if you are a hobbyist programmer, yeah, you can try it out. So okay, let me see. So what happened in the try convert? Try convert is a tool that is available on .NET official GitHub, and you can find this try-convert. Then you can download it and install on your computer, on your machine. Then you can run it and convert any .NET framework to .NET Core. I think it will fail if it cannot convert. So what it happens is that this is what it will show. So we will change from the .NET 4.7.2 to .NET Core over here. Yeah, this is what it will do. And I have already, yeah. Okay. Okay, due to the time limit, I show some exciting things first. So as you can see, actually I built some quite a lot of things over here. But let me try this, the one that she just it's preview by the way. So you this one is 16.4. Yeah. This one I do it on VM, so anything happen I just shut down the VM. Okay. On my machine I still use 16.3. So there's a few cool things that waiting for it to finish in it. Sometimes I suspect it's because of the VM. I don't know. So there's a little button here that you can click. Then you can like split the code. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't split it correctly. I released too early. Yes, so you can like split the view. Then you can still scroll your code below there while you continue to see what's happening, what's the reference key and so on for the control. So this is one thing. And when we try to launch it, there's one thing I would like to show, definitely want to show. While it's still building. Okay. So apparently, yeah, the first thing you can see this one is a toolkit that they newly added. It's available in UWP, but this is the first time I think they moved it to WPF. So this thing is not a function. It's actually just a link to tell you what is it about. It's a documentation link. Okay. So if you are interested to know the hot reload, what does it mean? Click the link, and you still have to do the code. Okay. So they just show you the link. So what does it mean is that like if I can change something, can I?
The title?
Change this. Hit refresh. Yeah. I don't need to rerun the app again, then you are directly updated. This one thing. So it's similar to UWP. If you ever been to our Insider Dev Tour, it's the same thing as the UWP. And one more thing is the live view tree. Here now you can see the live property explorer. So this is not the normal property explorer that we see. Maybe let me see. Oh, I cannot find it. So I click this. Oh, it helped me to find the button. Yeah, so this is what it does. Okay, so it display. So this is what I use just now. So it's similar like the Chrome or Edge debugger. They can just choose the element, and it can help you to point. And then the button is over here. So if I hit the live property, yeah. Okay, so what live property does is that it actually means live, but it doesn't mean it gets saved. So if I do this, now there's a question mark here. But when you close it, when you close the app, the title is still called hit refresh. There's no question mark. So it's like in Chrome or Edge developer tools, you can change something, but it doesn't affect the code directly. So it doesn't get saved. So it's a good way for us to debug as a developer. Okay. Then the next things that I would like to share. Actually, I try not to use a slide. Demo is more fun. Okay. So the reason why I have so many projects over here is because I want to show something, but I didn't make it. Then I realized it's because I'm using 1809. So that's why if you want to play with WPF, XAML Island, .NET Core 3.0, it's better to update your PC to latest 1093 version, Windows 10. Windows 7 then don't need. Yeah, so Windows 10 only. So what XAML Island means is that in the UWP, we have some very cool user control. Like what? Like the map view, like the browser can use Windows Edge engine instead of the IE engine. And then you have the in control, can draw something. But this is all not available in Win32 API app or the WinForm UWP. So they use this thing called XAML Island to bridge all the controls to our from UWP to WPF, so that we can use it in our system and in our app. So what I'm trying to do is you can see the WhatsApp. So WhatsApp, why I choose WhatsApp is that if you use WinForm now and you you try to navigate to WhatsApp, you will say your browser is too old to visit WhatsApp. Yeah. So there are two ways to do it. One way is to use XAML Island, so that you'll use the Edge engine to render the new WhatsApp, or you use the Edge Chromium, which is available for C++ now only. So if you are C++ developer, you can enjoy it. Actually, I do a project on our .NET GitHub also that you can see. So these are the two ways to use a modern browser. But because I'm using 1809, this one is not working. So if you use 1093, you can do that. So what is working? The map view is working. So currently, I try only if you are using the old Windows 10. The only workable one is 1.0. Is the map view. Yeah. So wow. Yes. Okay. Since I have little time, then I would like to cover the last section. Is about okay. So this one is Azure DevOps. So currently there's a new UI for Azure DevOps, and you can now already create a build pipeline for your desktop app. And then you can actually easily get the artifact, which is a zip file, then drop it over to the release of the MS App Center. So previously we only do it for like Ben says Xamarin, or for our Android and iOS. Now you can do it for WinForm and WPF, but it's still manual work. It's not like the Android and iOS where you just click one button, commit, then build, then you get release. This one you still need to come here, download the artifact, upload the release thing. So according to the Microsoft document, is that they are working on this to link these two together. So yeah, these are the two exciting things that you can try. Let me see whether I still got 3 minutes. So this is a XAML Island. So you can actually use their it's a map view. This map view actually is a UWP control, but you're available in this one is a yeah. So why I'm using .NET Framework? Again, it's because I'm using a all Windows 10 1809. But if you use 1093, then you can use the latest NuGet package, which supports the .NET-conf. Yeah.
Alright, so the problem now, the UWP, the rating, the style is somewhat different. Even though both of them are in some UWP and also WPF, but the rating style is somewhat different. Will Microsoft to unite both of them into one set? Because now
yes, that's a good question. I almost forgot to talk about it. So XAML Island actually is their temporary solution for this. So they are releasing WinUI 3.0 to totally remove the XAML Island. So don't pay so much attention. Oh, sorry. Still learn it, but you expect it to be like get removed in the end. Microsoft will use WinUI 3.0 to bring all the UI together that you can use across.
So that will it be implemented in the .NET 5?
They do not give their deadline actually is end of this year. So actually it's earlier than .NET 5.
Okay.
But see how lah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this
Yeah.
conclude my session. Is Sabrina still there? Yes, she's still here. So okay. So thank you for your time to listen to both of us, and thank you Sabrina for sharing with us also. So
You too, thank you.
yeah, thank you. And if any of you would like to share more, would like to try to share this, stand here and talk, please contact me or Marvin. We are always happy to arrange a time slot for you in our monthly meetup, either Azure or .NET. Feel free to join us, and thank you.